Alright, back for round 6 of 7 of the Legacy Challenge. I'm currently 4-1, playing Nauseam Tendrils, and 1 the die roll. Cool, this is definitely a good hand. I think this hand could win pretty soon. Because when you draw Passing Planes and Tendrils together, it's actually not very clunky. It's actually kind of nice. Because they're kind of like a self-contained engine. So I'm going to go ahead and Duress on turn 1 here, since I have a pretty resilient hand to counterspells. I want to avoid losing to a combo finish, and I'll get a basic swamp to play around Wasteland as much as I can. Alright, so it looks like a control deck. Looks like they probably already have all their colors and mana, so I'm just going to take Ponder. That's always the downside and why I like saving my cantrips. Sorry, saving my discard spells against blue decks, because you don't really want to use a discard spell on a cantrip early, because now my opponent could just cantrip into a counter spell, and then I wish I would have taken that. You want to kind of save your discard spells until the turn that you combo, but you know it won't be the worst thing in the world. They went bottom, so definitely not guaranteed they have a forcible, but they did have 2 blind looks at it, so we'll see. And I don't quite have a kill yet. But I can play this game pretty slowly because of how resilient this engine is. There's not too many cards game 1 that really favorably interact with this. Opponent is pausing at a lot of strange spots. They might be double queuing or something, or just doing something else. But I'm not going to put too much into them pausing my upkeep. They're pausing like they have a 0 mana spell they could cast now, which would only be Surgical Extraction, would be the only card that would make sense. But it's game 1, so I'm thinking they don't have Surgical Extraction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. I'm just going to pass. I'm going to save the discard spell now for another turn, because they're going to redraw off Astrolabe and stuff, so I'm not really interested in discarding an Astrolabe if that's the only card they have in their hand. Also, I know that they played a Misty Rainforest, so down to 4 known cards in hand, 2 unknowns. I'm thinking my opponent might be playing 2 matches at once, which I oftentimes do, because if your opponent is pausing at really strange times, that's often what that means. Then they play really quickly for a second, which is well within their right. I have no problem with people double queuing. You have chess clock for a reason, so I think that oftentimes the time ends up equaling out. Like I'm, 20 seconds ahead of my opponent here? I'm not even a relevant amount ahead. So the downside to this would be like a Thoughtseize on Dark Ritual that I could have taken with that, but I think I don't need to do that. Pausing my upkeep again. Okay, now we're pretty close to a win, so let's Ponder here. Now this could be any color mana. So this should be a win, I believe. Let's really stop to think about this, though. So I want to Duress this turn. Up to 3, up to 6, down to 1, up to 3. 1, 3, 6, down to 1, up to 3. Maybe we actually don't have a win for 1 turn. So I probably have a win not playing around Forcible, but I think that there's no rush to really go for it yet. Because I definitely have a win next turn through Forcible. And my opponent could snap cantrip next turn, so I'm not going to cantrip. The question is, if I do draw a discard spell, which card would I want them to discard? I'm not going to play out LED because there's that new card Oko in the format. We saw that in one of the previous rounds, so I don't really want to get that Oko'd. I think LED is more valuable here than Infernal Tutor, so I'm going to go ahead and keep the Infernal Tutor. And I'll just pass here and save my Duress for the next turn. I did have a kill if I not play around Forcible in a few ways there, I think. So, all right, they have a Brainstorm. So now the thing to be worried about is snap Brainstorming into Forcible that they could have put on top of their deck here. I think that play is fairly unlikely for most people to make. I know like Strifo makes that play a ton, Honorod makes that play a ton. Right, they shuffled, so that's no longer a concern. This might just be a snap cantrip or a Narset or something. Yeah, Narset we don't care about. Well, the concern would be them finding multiple counterspells, and we would care about that, but they can't cast that yet, so it would have to be like double force that they found. there's just a single force. So luckily they tapped out for the Narset, which was the correct play to do, I think. And now we can win the game. So kind of found our window. So here, making sure my keyboard's plugged in. Infernal Theater, whole priority. We're going to do that trick I've done a few times now, which is going and finding a Cabal Ritual. And then we already have a Volcanic on, so I didn't need to crack it for red that time. So we can find and cast Cabal Ritual. And then flash back our Past in Flames. And then now we get to cast that Cabal Ritual again. So this comes up a lot, and it's something I think I see a lot of people kind of miss when they're first learning the deck. So it's just a good thing to keep in mind. There's no reason to mess around. We can just have our opponent lose 20 life now. And they're 18, so that will be enough. Cool, so we're playing against, like, green cards control. I'm not really exactly sure what this deck is, but snow control. They could have anything. I'm going to board in Veil of Summer, Abrupt Decay, Empty the Warrens. They oftentimes play, like, weird cards that can exile graveyards, maybe, so I'm a little bit worried about that. And then against control decks, I oftentimes shave a Cabal Ritual Lotus Pelt for 2 Veil of Summers, because the games go a little bit slower. And then I think you can shave a Preordain, because it's bad against Narset. It's kind of my thought process, but we'll have to, we may adjust for game 3, depending on what cards we're seeing. There's so many strange control decks, and like, not strange, there's just new control decks in Legacy that I'm not always exactly sure how to sideboard, so I kind of get a feel for it depending on what cards I see. So like that game I saw in Narset, so I'm bringing in Abrupt Decay. I don't know what color of cards they could have, because I only saw Simic colored cards, but they could very well have other cards in their deck, because they have Astrolabe, so they could be playing all 5 colors, and we're not sure. Or I'm not sure, at least. Maybe you are. And this hand's pretty obviously cute. Missing a black source, but that's really all it's missing in combo, and it has a Ponder to find it. And also, if the only thing you're missing is a black source, you're fairly likely to draw that over the course of a lengthy control match, if that's what you need to do, or a game. So they could be leaving up Spell Pierce here. I'm just going to go ahead and pass. It's not really bad if they have Wasteland. And this deck could be playing Wasteland. Every random decks play Wasteland now because we're in 6. So our opponent missed our second land drop, which is good for us. We do 2 Infernal Tears, which is not ideal. I'm just going to go ahead and cast a Ponder here. We want to start hitting land drops. Cool. There's Duress, Preordain, and a Ponder. I'm going to Preordain now. Maybe they're countering this. Interesting. So they chose not to counter the Ponder, but they did choose to counter the Preordain. Maybe they were worried about Veil of Summer. I respect that. We're going to Ponder here. Gonna ditch these. Cool. Not a land, but still okay. Opponent hasn't done much either yet, so. I'm pretty likely to win the game if we do ever draw a black source, so. Third island. They might be missing a color to cast their spells. Alright, let's Ponder here. There's Misty Rainforest. And a Past in Flames, which could be pretty good here. Do I want that Past in Flames? I think no. I think with Veil of Summer in my hand, I want to just Thoughtseize my opponent here. Yeah, they have a lot of really good cards, so we're definitely not going to empty this game. Let's take their Forcible, because if they want to tap out and start casting spells, they have to. And also, Veil of Summer can get around Spell Snare. I probably would have played out the Engineering Spells to Zone 0 here. So here I can lead on Veil of Summer. Found a Brainstorm. Okay. So they might be trying to Brainstorm into Forcible here, but it would have to be double Forcible because now they don't have Spell Snare up. Okay. Dark Ritual. They could have drawn Surgical Extraction is one thing to be concerned about. can I afford to play around that is the question. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It would have to be 3 more spells. So let's see if they do anything here. No, they're F6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 10 mana. And then we go down to 8. And then Tutor Tendrils. We don't have Dark Petition in our deck, so it would have to be Tutor Tendrils. So 5, 6, 7, Tutor Tendrils, Tutor 9. So I think that we can't play around Surgical here, unfortunately. Because we already have we have an Infernal Tutor in our hand. Because if we didn't have all of our Infernal Tutors in hand, what we could do is 3, 4, 7, 10 mana, and then we go down to 8 with Infernal Tutor, and then down to 6 with Infernal Tutor, down to 4 with Infernal Tutor, and then get Tendrils of Agony. But we actually only have 1 more Tutor to chain left in our deck, because we sideboarded out the Dark Petition. So what we have to do here is play into Surgical Extraction, unfortunately. Infernal Tutor, reveal Lion's Eye Diamond. My opponent is F6, which doesn't change my decision, but... And then now we can hold control, and then go get Tendrils of Agony. So kind of showing the power of Veil of Summer there. I like that card quite a bit in this deck. I think it rounds out the 75 pretty nicely. And our opponent's at 20, so we can just go get Tendrils of Agony and have them lose 20 life. Cool, 5-1 now, so definitely got some prizes, which is nice. And then I think there's one more round to see if we can possibly top 8 this tournament. And I'll see everyone for that round.